Hello viewers, good evening and thanks for joining me on the B Strength TV show. I'm Edona Wonder. Real estate business has become one of the most profitable business over the past decade in Ghana. This is a result of the much demand for real estate, partly emanating from middle-class people and foreigners who come to stay in the country to do business. Research has said that real estate brings about 50% income to our local currency. Are you thinking of starting a business and you're still searching or researching on what kind of business to invest your capital into? I'm sure after today's discussion, you will think of starting a real estate business. I have with me the lead broker for CBC Global Limited. He's in the person of Mr. Nii Kpakpo Abbosey. I'm going to have a chit chat with him. Before then, let's take a brief look at his profile. When we come back, we start the conversation. Mr. Nii Kpakpo Abbosey is the lead broker of CBC Global Limited, a registered brokerage company started in the year 2015, which is based in Accra, specialized in marketing and selling of large pieces of developed and undeveloped land for commercial and residential purposes void of litigation, and expert in sale and rental of high-end properties. Mr. Abbosey has HND in electric and electronic engineering from Hull Polytechnic. His vision for CBC Properties is to be the preferred partner for lands and real estate deals void of litigation in Africa. Welcome back, and you are still watching the B Strength TV show. I have with me Mr. Abbosey. Thanks for joining me on B Strength.
Pleasure to have me.
CBC Global Limited.
Right.
Briefly tell us about your company.
Okay, so CBC Global Limited started. We have 3 branches. We're doing properties,
right,
which is real estate. We're doing car brokerage,
right,
so auto brokerage, which is selling of cars and shipping and all that. And we have an advisory session where we do a lot of consultancy. Mm-hmm. So we registered a company in that doing these 3 things, and we focus, property based with CBC Properties having been one of the branches. So that's one of the high-end, profits for us. Mm. Yeah.
Of all businesses, why real estate?
You just said it. It's one of the options or one of the industries that you hardly lose,
right,
if you're doing the right things. Mm. You would not make losses such that you cannot be able to find your feet. You should be able to at least, if not break even, and possibly make a bit of profit. We are brokers at least. We are the intermediate between the buyer and the seller. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to put this transaction together, you have a commission. Mm-hmm. So we thrive on commissions, and trust me, if you're doing the right things, your commission should be able to take care of you and your business, and all that comes with it. So
I guess you did some few researches and you realized that it has a lot of money. That's why you went into it.
Of course.
Right,
I'll tell you a story about it.
Okay.
Right. I'm actually electrical trained or electrical engineer.
And you went into real estate.
Real estate. My first job, after school, after Hull Polytechnic, was a marketing job. Mm-hmm. I was good at talk. I was good at helping people sell little stuff in school. The second job was an operations job. The third one was a general manager job.
Right.
So I ended up going through manager marketing stuff. My last job before I quit was personal assistant. Okay. And so after that I realized that I'm good enough to start my own stuff. I've made all mistakes. I've learned a bit of business. I have been with the top notch. I've learned all that has to do with setting up and even running a business. So as a young, entrepreneur, I would just have to start mine and see where it takes me, and right, I've not regretted it.
Okay.
Right.
Here in Ghana, or any young man or woman who is planning of starting his own business, it's either there's a family person who wants to pre-finance for you, or you go to the bank, or maybe you have a partner who has the money and you have the brains. How did you pre-finance your business?
Okay, so in my last job, I told you I was a PA, right, and I was doing part-time, CBC Properties, on that. I was selling let me just come from the start. My uncle was selling his car, so he started with the cars. My uncle was selling his car and he needed somebody to buy it. So I went online, looked for all the portals, took pictures, took the mileage, took all the information of it and put it online. In a couple of days, we had sold the car. So I'm like, okay, I'm good at this, and I can use the internet to be able to get results. So I started, doing the cars, here and around. Then a friend introduced me to a guy from Pram. He was a foreigner who had bought lands in acres in Pram who was willing to sell, and so we were supposed to help him market and sell it. So I started also using the same portals. You don't have to get an office to start this.
Really?
Yes, you can do it online.
Okay.
Just that when people want to meet you and have that face to face, you have a place where you can sit and discuss. So I didn't start having an office. Right. It was online. And to add, it was part time. So I did the first sale. I sold the first plot. I sold the next plot, and it went on one plot. I take my 10% commission, and then my big deal came true. I sold 70 plots at once. And the 70 plots was impressive. I mean, you asked me, it was such that I was able to, buy my first car from that.
Wow.
So I needed a car. So that was one, option. Second option was having to set up or get a proper, get my laptop, get a camera, get the tools to be able to get this done. So I got that.
You put them together through the commission you got from selling 70 plot of land. You really made big money.
At that time was big.
Okay.
The dollar it was sold in dollars because someone was an investor.
Okay.
So changing the dollars, I have a lot of money in my account. Like, it's good.
Really?
I can do this. So I had to quit my job and go into the full time.
Yes. Right. Every business comes with its own challenges.
Right.
With real estate, you are not going to be putting this online, convincing people why they should choose your land or buy from you. I mean, trustworthy, credibility come into all this. What were some of the challenges that you encountered in this business?
Okay, so one is the trust. People had lost lands, people had bought bad deals.
Exactly.
People had
going to court and all that.
So with the cost of it coming in, you're asking particular questions.
Right.
Is it titled? Is it registered? What is the dimensions? What is this? So I had made myself such that I had all the answers before they asked, and was also available for them to go and see the plot. And the guy was a white guy, a foreigner. So we had put in a layout with the numbers and all that. You can choose plot one, even on paper before you get to site, and we can show you where it is. So it was a bit convincing. Then we can give you the option to even start work, because we know that people are losing land. So if you think ours is not that genuine, start work before paying us. And so we were like, okay, so this guy is serious, getting into business. Nothing so special, and also that's patience. This job is about patience. Trust me. If you do not have that patience, people get on your nerves. I remember working for somebody at the Accra for 4 hours just to go and see a land in Pram, and you called me and said, I'm almost there.
Yes.
I'm almost there. But I needed him to close the deal.
Right.
Eventually, he bought a couple of plots from us, and he said I was one of the patient agencies worked with, because I had to wait for him for 4 hours, and I was not hungry. When he got there, I didn't find my face. I was like, oh, welcome, are you ready to go, and all that. So it was a personal touch we put to it, I put to it, that made that a big success for me, and now we are still enjoying that. Yeah.
We do have issues with chiefs, with families saying the land belongs to me. This chief says I own the land. Have you come across any of this?
A lot.
How do you deal with it?
Okay, so before I venture into any marketing or any intermediate for a buyer and a seller, I will do my background check. So as a person with an indenture, where did the land come from? Every land has an owner in Ghana. So look at the lineage, where it's coming from, and then try and do a background check on the people who give the land to whoever is selling to you. And you can go and ask them, do you give the land to the party A who is selling to me or is about to help him sell? If he says yes, then you are okay. Sometimes we test the land. You have to test the land by putting sand or putting stones or putting something on the land.
See if somebody will show up.
Exactly.
Right.
So if I take that and I say, okay, I'm going to be your marketer, I would have to take a bulldozer or something there to dig around the land or try and get people to come and tell me if there's demons in the land, like to bracket demons, if there's any bad note in the land. By the time you are there doing something, someone come and ask you, Why are you here?
Yeah.
It's the land for you. I have interest.
Yes.
That one, you can be able to help solve those issues or even kill that deal before bringing another client to come and see that mess. So we do a background check on all this before we even go ahead to bring the client to look at it. Before the client gets there, all these things are all resolved.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about target market.
Right.
Before you go into every business, of course, you need to do research.
Right.
Who are your potential target
Right.
or audience that you are kind of creating this business for?
Right.
Who are the people you mainly deal with when it comes to real estate properties, being a car, being a land, or anything?
Okay, so when I was starting, I was looking at the IT savvy who are more of the intermediate, high end, but low end, middle end. Sorry, the low end come once in a while because they don't have all the money. So that one we go with the payment plan. But those who I was targeting at that time were high end and middle end earners. Now they go online. So they will see what we are doing.
Right.
The challenges that come with that is, having too many options, so they have to choose you. If I will say, we had made a brand, we had a website already, we had a Facebook page, something that would convince them to buy it from us. Now, when they come and they're asking questions, like I said, we already had answers for them. Now, the target market, the high-end people, they don't talk much. They know what they're looking for. Now, you're able to explain to them what it is. The investors, I told you, my first deal was from an investor.
Right.
They are not in the country, but then they have to do a background check from GIPC. They have to do this from, the land commission. They do all their checks before they buy from you. So we had answers to that. Now, the investors, are coming in because they want to bring in money to Ghana. And my second set of clients were also expatriates, that's the investors, plus the diaspora people who are living outside who want to come back to Ghana. They cannot trust sometimes the family members because they're giving money to family members and they haven't gotten the land.
Right.
So they had to look for an option. So we were the options for them. So our main target was investors and diaspora people. And then the low end were those who are in Ghana who at least they have been renting for a while. They want to now have to buy their own land. Yes. So if you ask me, it's a vast
range of market.
But our focus is mostly on investors plus the high end expatriates plus the diaspora.
Right. Let's talk about taxation. From the little I read, government tax real estate people between 17.5%.
Right, which is very bad.
How do you deal with that? I mean, tax is one thing business people keep complaining about. How do you deal with that?
Okay, so we don't build yet.
Right.
I know if you want to, allow them to build more, we are taxing them more. How do you interest them to want to do more? It's funny enough. I hear some of the other companies or the foreign companies get more tax cuts than the local ones, which is I think you should look at it. But we as brokers, you are going to have to give a percentage of your brokerage fees, to taxes. Sometimes, it's not as stretchy as those who are building because we are just professionals. We are not. I'm part of Ghana Real Estate Professionals Association.
Right.
So we don't drag us. That's GRIPA. Don't drag us as GRIDA. GRIDA is Developers Association.
Okay.
So they pay more than we do.
Okay.
Ours is a couple of dollars here.
Right.
Any transaction that you do, the government has a cut in it. So you just make sure you have a good tax person who sees your books and able to at the end of the year be able to pay the right taxes. It's not easy, trust me. But if you're able, like I said, it's hard work. You want to do that. At the end of the day, you can break even and possibly make a little bit of profits.
Wow, the taxation issue is not really easy at all. So if you're thinking of starting a real estate business, then of course you should also consider doing bigger business so you can pay your tax.
Right.
You're still watching Beast Trends and I'm still chit-chatting with Mr. Abbosey.
Right.
Let's talk about marketing.
Right.
Selling your product to a client comes with huge kind of marketing. We talk about branding, we talk about website, we talk about Facebook fan page. How do you go about selling or making your business very visible to the public so they can come and patronize whatever you're selling to them?
We have tried everything, radio, TV. We have done everything along the lines. 3 years down the line, I think we spent a lot of money in things that didn't even bring us money. So now we've been able to know which one we can target. So now Facebook, Google Plus, Tonaton, Lamudi, Mekasa, all these portals help more. We've done graphic before, we've done daily guide, we've done all these, we've done radio, like I said, TV, we've even done those crawlers.
We've employed all advertising.
So you have to be everywhere.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you have to know the one that works, that brings you the returns. The number of calls that come in, where are they coming from? At the end of the period, ask yourself, ask the client, where did you see my advert? They would advise you as to which one is giving you a lot of leverage, so you can be able to cut off the ones that are not
bringing any
yes. So
feedback.
exactly.
So you continue with those.
We do everything. We print, internet, everything. Just because at the end of the day, the client has to see it somewhere before he can call you. So where he goes online, you should have an idea of you. And most of the clients who call would have said that we've gone through a lot of options. And everywhere we go, we see CBC. It means that you guys are really set up.
Right.
A friend came into my office and it's like, you look too big on the internet.
That's where you are.
We have a cute place we are operating from. But if you go online, you see us a very big place, having to have maybe a multi-story building or something. But you have to have that visibility before they can get to you. Exactly. So we employ all the avenues of marketing.
Right.
One-on-one sales better. Marketing. So when I meet my friends can refer me to other people. So my friends know what I do. I use WhatsApp a lot. Every day I send them reminders. Okay, so I have a land here, I have a house here, I have this there. If they see anybody asking for anything, they refer the person to me, saying that, talk to Chris or talk to me, he will be able to help you out. So that one also helps a lot.
As a business person and an entrepreneur, how is doing business in Ghana like? I once had a chat with someone who has a gym, and he told me going to even register the business, the protocol he went through, the number of months he has to wait. Getting a place to rent and starting a business. How is it like starting your business in this country?
It's not easy. There's a survey, that comes online. We should be checking on it.
Right.
Doing business in Ghana is a bit tough. I think we are getting better down the line, day in, day out. The Registered General Department has gone through a bit of digitalization. So now, when you even go and put your application in, every time, whatever level there is, you get a text message. Okay. So it's getting better as compared to a couple of years ago. I'm not saying it's that bad, but rentals, I do rentals, so I know how it is. They don't want to take 6 months. They don't want to take 1 year. They want 2 years, sometimes 5 years. So it means you have to pull out a lot of resources just to be able to get started, and it's not easy. It is not easy, but then it's possible. If you are able to, talk to people, I paid my first rent, I paid 2 years. I spoke to my landlord and said, I'm starting this new, I'm a young person. If you want to help me out, let me just put 2 years now. He will not take less than that, but reasonably, it was for 5 years. People are going for 5 years rental. If you get 2 years, it's a good deal, but we can do more. I know there's a rental law that's gone to Parliament for 6 months. I even hear of one month.
Yeah.
How possible is it going to help some of us, be able to get places where at least at the end of the month I can pay, something, not having to go and look for a large pool to pay off just rent or pay off just a setup or something. It's not easy, but we will get there. We will get there.
We will get there. Doing business in Ghana is not easy. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, then you better think twice. It's not easy. Let's take a look at some of the properties that CBC Global Limited sells on the internet and everywhere. Let's take a look at these properties and be back. That CBC has to offer or has for sale. So if you're thinking of purchasing a car or maybe renting a house or an apartment, I think the best place to go is CBC. Let's talk about investment. If someone is watching you right now, he's got his money in his account and he's thinking of a business to invest into, would you advise him to invest into a real estate business?
If he has the heart, and if he has the patience, he has the will, It's possible. You can do it. Trust me, you will not lose. At least the worst you can look out for is a break even. If you're that bad, fine. I'm not. That one I can assure that. But if you are doing some of the things that some of us should do or we are doing, you should be able to break even. So I'm not discouraging anybody going into it because it's a good market. Just make sure you have a lot of people, experts who have been in with. You can
to advise
you to if I've made mistakes, how I had people to tell me, pass your goal there, do this rather. I would not have spent money on some other advert I did or some other options I took. So talk to people, get people to advise you. Get people who are in the business already who know some of the trends, and you can cut off some of the excesses that come with it. So it's a good business.
It is only when a customer is satisfied of what you do or the business you have transacted with him or her, then he can recommend someone to you. Let's look at architectural design. If I want to rent an apartment, I have things I'm looking out for. How do you go about getting the appropriate apartment for your client?
Okay, so before you even, the first thing is the call. You call us. We ask you if you have time, come over to the office. We want to understand what you're looking for because people are having that problem where they don't even know what you're looking for. So if we understand that, we can get exactly the property that you are asking for. We have a lot of them. So 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Do you want to have all en suite? En suite is that having the bathroom and everything in there in the same place, or can you want to share? All these options come in. Which area? Every area has its budget. So if you look at your budget, this area suits you or that area suits. If you understand the client and be able to get into the mind of what he's looking for or she's looking for, we can now go and say, let's go to side visits, and we don't charge on our side visits because we think that is embedded in our commissions.
Okay.
Most of the real estate agents don't charge. I know. Registration, right? So our registration is just trying to understand what you want first. We don't charge on that.
Okay.
That's when we ask them, come over to our office. Let's sit down and discuss what you're looking for. It could be a land, it could be a house, it could be a rental. Any of those options, you have a paper you have to fill. The only thing we don't want to do is having done that, and you want to pay commissions to be a problem. So you have to sign that we are going to do this viewing with you. And at the end of the day, if the thing goes well, you're going to have to pay us commissions. Sometimes we don't take commissions from the client or from the buyer. We take from the seller because the buyer is already having a bedding already. Why would we want to put too much bedding? Because he's wanting to just have options to choose from. So we push some of the bedding onto the seller because he wants to sell his property. So we can be able to push those commissions on there. My friends don't like to cut corners. Cut commissions, because sometimes you realize the deal you can get 3% instead of 5%. They don't want to understand that. But not all deals can you get 5% on.
Exactly.
So it's
sacrifice that.
Exactly. They don't get that. But we're able to do that because we look at some of the properties that are a bit expensive. If you are doing a $1 million deal and you're getting a 3%, it's better than having to push for that 5% because 5% is a lot of money, and not everybody can afford to pull that out of his money to give you. What are you doing in the first place? Trying to market and bring in a buyer anyway. But if you look at the pros and cons, if you are better, to bring down your commission, just need to let the deal go through. And we do that sometimes. Yeah.
In the next 10 years, where do you see CBC?
Okay, so we want to be the first, foremost, that when it comes to lands, when it comes to properties, when it comes to, sales, rental, anything, you call us and we are there. Everybody, in Ghana should have heard our name. We want to be a brand that sticks into the mind of people. So we are moving from just this small place we are to a bigger, option, and having closed 1 million or more deals. We should have been in the hearts and built our reputation and the brand in the hearts and the minds of our clients.
What makes CBC stand out among the other real estate businesses here in this country?
We have a dedicated team of professionals who know what they're doing. We also want, like I said, we don't charge for side visits. We don't charge for any other, complex, any hidden charges. We also want to understand what the client is looking for, so we don't go around chasing other deals that will waste your time or waste our time. We have that clean policy where the client knows, that the seller knows, and we are in the middle. We don't put anything under the carpet where there's that option where they will fight among themselves and say, I'm not paying this, I'm paying this. Why are you promising me this and I didn't get that? We have that open. All of us are on the table. Trust. Okay, our friends who are in the business trust us. Our agents trust us. We're the best. Why not you, the client? If you also go and do a bit of research, you realize that I'm not saying I'm the only best, but we are amongst the best when it comes to real estate, brokerage, at the same time, lands and any other business we find ourselves in. We're the best.
From what you said, I realized that real estate is really bringing enough money to this economy. However, you who are in the business also have some challenges. What are some of the key things you would want government to address for you people who are into real estate business? I know
the industry because we're part of the Ghana land bill. We're part of drafting it before it goes to Parliament. It was supposed to be passed by the end of 2016, but I hear that the Parliament has to go on recess and because of the election. So hopefully next year is such that we should be able to regulate, this industry. There are so many people,
who are doing fishing businesses, spoiling the real ones.
So we want to come under one umbrella, where there's their ethics, their codes, their things that you live by, and if you go against it, can be punished. Greater has that, they are a better setup. There's GREPA, there's other, associations that are also coming up. So government should strengthen the associations to be able to, stand on their own and be able to regulate themselves. Plus, possibility of government cutting off taxes, I will talk for Greater, because Greater, are those who build. They first be able to get people to market. If they don't build and they haven't, and they build and it's been too expensive, they're going to look for clients. It's difficult. So if they cut, and trust me, most of the things that we have in this country or use for our building is imported. If the government can just try and understand the industry and say, you know what, let's try and create a factory or create a manufacturing option that can at least stick.
Most of those things you import you can get locally to buy.
You can change these things into a local industry, local content stuff where people in Ghana find work to do in all these folds. So government can do more. Trust me, if they know it's possible. If they're able to have that will to want to do that, we're going to get better along the day.
There's someone watching you right now. Maybe some viewer is watching you, and after hearing all this, he or she would want to start something on his own. What word of advice do you have for them?
It's patience, number one, persistence, number two, and being positive at all times. Patience being that this business is not going to go, easy. If it was easy, everybody would have done it. Everybody is doing it. It's a bit tough. Nobody should lie to you and tell you that, if you go day to day or tomorrow, you'll be able to make a lot of profits. You have to be patient to want to get the profits in. So that's one. Second is persistence. When you chase one client, the second client, third client, don't give up, because that's the end of life. I've had lots of people coming to my office, maybe one or two who didn't give me a deal the first month or two. So you keep doing what you're doing, just keep going on and on. You have keep on keeping on, because at the end of the day, you would have the benefits of your hard work. The third is being positive, because you have so many things happening in this country. Sometimes it will just drain you. If you don't have that heart to want to continue and be positive and say that at the end of the day, this is going to come on or this is going to get done, you will give up. Okay, so patience, persistence. And I got this from Les Brown, one of my more motivational mentors, and that's 3 P's of life, and I keep that to myself.
Right, the 3 P's of life that you heard from the lead broker of CBC Global Limited. It's time for us to take a look at business motivational quote of the day. Let's take a look at that when we back shortly. Welcome back. I still have Mr. Abbosey in my seat. He's not gone yet. Right. If someone is looking forward to doing business with you, or maybe thinking of buying a property, how do they locate you?
We have an office at Ashali School Junction, 2 minutes from the Canadian school. So that's where we're operating now. We also have a website, www.cbcghanaltd.com. So cbcghanaltd.com. The same for Facebook, CBC Ghana Ltd. You go in there, fill the form. This is an online fill the form. It comes straight to us. We'll get back to you. There's our numbers are also there. Call us anytime. You have any questions or you have any interest. We will have that patient have the time to take you through. And any other options you have that you want us to also. Anybody wants to sell, anybody wants to has a place he wants to rent. Just call us. We'll be able to help.
Right. The last question before you go. Mentorship in Ghana here or Africa is something that a lot of successful brand owners are not ready and willing to let go of some small minutes of their time to do. If someone should finish watching this interview and walks up to you, I want you to groom me, mentor me, and how to sell properties. Is your outfit open for that?
Yes, I didn't tell you one thing. When I started, somebody mentored me to this. Right. When I started, I didn't think I know all. I have a mentor. My name is Nii Kpakpo Abbosey.
Okay.
He's a CEO for Multibility Ventures. They are also into lands and all that. He was my mentor. So why wouldn't I help somebody who also wants to do this? I'm always open. One thing I can add is that I've done motivational speaking before.
Okay.
I've done radio and TV also before, and I've done a couple of options. When it comes to mentoring. At the end of the day, I want to see. I'm a Pan-Africanist also. If you look at my background, I love to see Africa progress. So I want to see the youth doing things by themselves. I would do everything possible to help anybody who wants to learn to get into that space he or she wants to find it. Trust me, my number is not all that difficult to find. Call my office. We'll give you my direct number. Call me. Not at all times though. Call me anytime. I have time. I'll pick it up. If I don't have, I'll make time with you. We meet me up. Few minutes over lunch over something. We can talk. One, I say that I got here by somebody's help. I can also help somebody get somewhere.
Wow. Yeah. He got here by someone's help, and of course he's also ready to help you get to where he is. It's one of the few people you hear them saying that, they are not really ready to share their secret with you. Thank you so much for making time with me. My hairdo was by Desire Beauty Salon. You can locate her at Anya Lash Store. Call her on 0244 455464. Contact her and she'll give you one of these hairstyles or any other hairstyle you need. Visit me on my social media handle, Nii Kpakpo Abbosey, Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is at @enyo_MacWonder. Visit me and let me know any question you have in mind. I'll address that for you. Thank you so much for making time with me. Next week we'll come your way again with another interesting episode. Until then, stay blessed and take care.